What's up, sports bettors? I got 5 no-brainer player props on PrizePicks. 5 picks you want to go with to turn $100 into 1,000. So without further ado, let's get into the picks. So my first play is actually for tomorrow. So I'm looking at Game 6 of Heat versus Knicks, and I'm on RJ Barrett under 5 player rebounds, right? So I'll zoom in here and we can kind of go through this play. But I've said this, in other videos, but as a sharp bettor, we're always looking for value, right? Like, just think about it pretty simply. What does an investor do? They look for value in the market. What does a day trader do? They look for mispriced stocks that are too low where they're getting value. It's no different as a sharp sports bettor. We're hunting through the market looking for value. Sometimes there's profitable plays on parlay play, which is a sports book I've been using a lot, and sometimes there's more value on PrizePicks. But what you're going to notice is a pretty big discrepancy, right? So PrizePicks has RJ Barrett's line at 5 rebounds. And then if you look at all the sports books, the other fantasy sites, Underdog, Parlay Play, they all have his line at 4.5. PrizePicks is at 5. FanDuel, Underdog, Parlay Play, every other platform, they have his line at 4.5. Right? So PrizePicks, they're too high. So we're just following the market, right? We're searching through this sportsbook screen. You can look at a bunch of different markets. I'm looking at NBA player rebounds, but you can look at assists, whatever, right? And you're hunting. You're looking for discrepancies. You're looking for value. So here's a play that you may want to go with on Parlay Play, right? All 3 of these sites, Parlay Play, Underdog, and PrizePicks, and No House Advantage, but they don't have lines posted for tomorrow. They're all fantasy sites, right? And they all work in very similar ways. So typically, when you can find a discrepancy between, PrizePicks and Underdog, there's usually a pretty good bet, right? And you just have to figure out which one is good. So you look at the rest of the market. And here it's pretty clear, hey, PrizePicks, their line is too high. They have the line at 5. All the other fantasy sites and sportsbooks have the line at 4.5. So a lot of people will be like, oh, you didn't talk about how last game RJ Barrett had 7 rebounds in their win against the Heat. But the truth is it doesn't matter, right? Like, it literally doesn't matter. Any public information, what RJ Barrett did last game, if players are injured, if Randall is playing or not, if he's on a minutes restriction, all of that stuff is already baked into the odds on sportsbooks. Just like the price of a stock, if good news comes out, that stock or that company, that company beats earnings. They made more money than people thought. The price of the stock will go up, right? It's reflected in the market. It's no different in sports betting. But what's so crazy about sports betting is you have dozens of data points. All these sports books posting odds as a sharp bettor, we treat them as each one as a data point on where the line should be set. So Underdog Fantasy is one data point. They're saying Barrett's line should be at 4.5. Parlay Play, another data point. They're saying Barrett's line should be at 4.5. PrizePicks is at 5. So we look at all these data points and we look for inefficiencies. It's kind of like if you look up the price of Bitcoin, right? Maybe the price of Bitcoin right now, I'm not sure what it is, maybe $25,000. You go to Coinbase, you go to Binance, you're going to see that the price of Bitcoin is $25,000. So if your friend says, hey, you want to buy this for $20,000? So if your friend lets you buy it for a $5,000 discount, obviously you want to buy Bitcoin from your friend for a discount of $5,000, right? You're looking at market data. Where's the price of Bitcoin on Binance, right? And Coinbase. And you're like, whoa, it's trading for $25,000 here. My friend's letting me buy it for $20,000. That's an absolute no-brainer, right? So you're just using market information to find plays with an edge, to find bets with an edge. And that's how I've made all my money on these different fantasy sites. So PrizePicks, it doesn't, show you your profit and loss. So this is how much I've won total, but it's not like this is my profit and loss for it's not like this is my profit and loss. I wish it were my profit and loss, but that's not how, PrizePicks works. But you can see your profit and loss on Parlay Play. So Parlay Play is, a new competitor to PrizePicks. It works in a pretty similar way. It's a new platform that works basically exactly like PrizePicks. And since joining, just a couple months ago, I'm already up $2,410, and I haven't even bet that much. I've only bet $3,000 total, $3,400 on this platform over the course of a few months, and I've been able to basically double my money. So pretty crazy, but finding value in the market, it's not glamorous necessarily, but it's what makes money. So Anyways, let's go into the rest of my picks, right? So one thing I want to make clear is like, how do you make money off PrizePicks? Well, the first thing you need to realize is how does PrizePicks work, right? And the way this platform works is any 5 picks you select, you're going to get this exact payout. You go 5 for 5, you're going to 10x your money, right? So you go 5 for 5, you 10x your money, turn 100 into 1,000. Doesn't matter if you take overs, unders, doesn't matter if I switch this to an MLB player prop, right? It doesn't matter at all. Any 5 pick entry, overs, unders, this is the payout you're going to get. So basically what you can do is you can go to, you can essentially take PrizePicks payouts and back out what percentage of my picks do I have to win to be profitable. And it may not make sense to you like, hey, how's PrizePicks making money? Right? It's not like I go to PrizePicks and I want to place a bet and they say, hey, you owe us $5 for placing this entry. So how does PrizePicks make money? Well, what you should, this probably makes sense, but if you have no edge, right? If you're a recreational sports bettor, you don't know what you're doing, you're only going to be able to win your player props 50% of the time, right? You're going to win 50%, you're going to lose 50%. Alex Cobb, he's always going over or under 4.5 strikeouts. So if you have no advantage, you're only going to be able to win 50% of your player props. But on PrizePicks, you have to win over 54.25% of your player props to be profitable, right? So even if you can win 53% of your picks, so if you can get 53% of your over-unders correct and 47% wrong. So 53% right, 47% wrong. I mean, you're right more often than you're wrong on these over-unders. So it seems like that's pretty good, but you're still going to lose money on PrizePicks. And I'll put this spreadsheet in the description on YouTube, so you can kind of play around with the numbers, see the math for yourself. But if you're winning, it's pretty good, right? If you can hit your over-unders correctly 53% of the time, that's not bad. Right? And you're still going to be losing 8% of your money on PrizePicks long term. Your ROI is going to be negative 0.94%. And again, you can go to the spreadsheet, play around with the numbers. But long story short, PrizePicks, it's a fixed payout platform. It's pretty simple. All you're looking for is over-unders that are winning over 54.25% of the time. So one of the tools I typically start out on is right here. So it's called the OddsJam Positive Expected Value Positive EV Betting Tool, right? And this tool works for sports books, so you can see, a bunch of different platforms, Sleeper. Sometimes there's value on PrizePicks. Sometimes there's not value on PrizePicks. So you can see, right here, I placed a bunch of bets. They're all just starting right now with the Celtics game that just started. But sometimes I find more value on this tool, on the Positive EV tool on Parlay Play. Other times it's PrizePicks. And you can see there's some good value on PrizePicks right now. So essentially what this tool does is these bets in bold and in green. So, Leon under 3.5 shots on goal. That's a profitable bet on PrizePicks. So why is it profitable? Well, what you're going to notice is all of the sports books, right? All these different sports books, they're all data points. And you're going to notice they all have Leon's under 3.5 shots on goal favored. Everything is baked into the market, right? I don't care how he performed last game. Other sports bettors know that. The sports books know it. It's baked into the market, right? So you're going to notice every sports book, they all have his under 3.5 shots on goal as the heavily favored outcome. And again, on PrizePicks, we're just looking for player props winning over 54.25% of the time. That's how you make money on PrizePicks. If you can win 56% of your picks, you're going to have an ROI of 11.9%. All you're trying to do is find player props winning over 54.25% of the time. So what this tool does is it reads in odds from all the different sports books, PrizePicks, and it shows you profitable bets, right? So here, every sportsbook has Leon's under heavily favored, so his under is more likely than his over, right? His under is the more likely outcome. That's why sportsbooks have the under heavily favored. It's the more favored outcome. It's the more likely outcome. And he's always going over or under, right? So this means the edge, the advantage on Parlay Play, or on PrizePicks, I apologize, is hitting the under. All the books have the under favored. We know the under is over 50% to occur because it's more likely than the over. So the under is more likely. So this is a player prop we want to go with. And I found the rest of my picks on this OddsJam Fantasy Optimizer. So you can use this tool for underdog, no house advantage, parlay play. Again, there's a bunch of different, platforms. Parlay play, I was able to find a lot of value for today. So sometimes, you click into parlay play, you may see a lot more bets there. That's why it's critical as a sharp bettor to have numerous sportsbook accounts. You never know which book is going to screw up and offer profitable bets on a given day. So what this tool does is very similar to the EV tool. It just uses sportsbook odds and tells you the win probability for your bet, right? So for Leon under 3.5 shots on goal, it's 54.65%. All the sportsbooks have his under heavily favored, so this player prop is 54.65% to win, just following the data. That's over 54.25%, so it's a profitable player prop to include in your entry, right? You look at Devin Booker. All the sportsbooks have his over 39.5 points plus assists, right? All the sportsbooks have his over 39.5 heavily favored, around minus 140 odds, right? So that's a great player prop to go with in your PrizePicks entry. So basically, I just used, the fantasy optimizer, which is just using sportsbook odds. Everything is based in raw data, basic stuff, just raw data, right? PrizePicks is a fixed payout platform. They don't change this payout based on you selecting over or under. So you just want to find player props where sportsbooks have one side. In this case, it's his under 3.5 shots on goal as the heavily favored outcome. And in this case, it's the under. So I took his under. For Devin Booker, I took his over. Just following the data. In these videos, just trying to educate you on how to beat PrizePicks, how to make money on these platforms like Parlay Play, whatever. And hopefully, you find these videos helpful. But I took under 3.5 shots on goal. We discussed it. Jokic over 9.5 assists. Booker over 45.5 PRAs. Dunn under 2 shots on goal. And RJ Barrett under 5 rebounds. So this Devin Booker play was from that first tool we looked at, the sportsbook screen. But you can also take his over points plus assists. That looks pretty good as well from the fantasy optimizer. And then this play on Jokic, it's pretty marginal. 54.25%, so it's basically what we call fair. It's not that good. There's a slight advantage on this play, but it's nothing to write home about. But long story short, these are the 5 picks that I went with. So hopefully this video was helpful. Hopefully you guys are able to tail. I don't, figure out, or I don't, determine when sportsbooks move odds and stuff like that. So if any of these lines move, I apologize. But the point of these videos is to be educational, to teach you the strategy, how you can beat PrizePicks, how you can make money on PrizePicks. And any questions you have, or if you need other picks, you can feel free to shoot me an email at any time. I'm usually pretty responsive. So I appreciate your time. $100 into 1,000. Let's make some money.